What's up, everybody? I know graphics aren't totally what makes a game great, but great graphics can make a game great. With that being said, photorealism and a great experience usually never went well together. Tons of games looked great but gave the player almost no thrill of wanting to play the game, so now you're just left with eye candy that you dislike because it just sucks ass. So, let's make it clear now. We won't be looking at games that just look good but don't play well. Also, let it be noted that these games aren't in any particular order, so no game in this list is better per se. Starting off this list with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. But let's talk about the first game. Now, despite releasing in 2018, it manages to look much better for a game from 2018. Red Dead Redemption 2 looked cool and Assassin's Creed Odyssey had acceptable graphics, but Kingdom Come Deliverance just looked tons better. But of course, it's definitely got something to do with being a first-person game rather than a third-person game, if you know what I mean. Generally speaking, first-person games have better textures and graphics than third-person games do. I digress. So far, we only know a few things about KCD2. But from what we've seen, it looks really great. I mean, the first Kingdom Come Deliverance looked awesome. I bet this one will look just as awesome. Maybe not even just as awesome. Maybe it's gonna take the graphics to new heights. Yeah, to new heights. I mean, that looks awesome. Like, it was some render for a showcase for a new graphics engine or a new GPU or maybe even new technology. Like, whoa, new ray tracing technology or techniques or something like that. Or whoa, accurate shadows, or whoa, 16K textures, or anything like that. I mean, the official reveal itself says the game is a cinematic adventure, so I have my bets that this game is going to look extremely fucking handsome, like Clint Eastwood when he was playing the man with no name in the Dollars trilogy. Up next, we have Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 picks up where the first game ends, that much is obvious. I'm going on a bit of a biased rant and say that this game looks gorgeous, especially for a 2019 game. You wanna know why that is? Cause Kojima, the man himself, made it. Hideo Kojima, I'm sorry for butchering his name. Hideo Kojima made it. I mean, of course he didn't develop the whole game from scratch by himself, he's the brains to it, basically. A lot of Kojima's games have the reputation of being called movie games. I mean, I played the heck out of Metal Gear Solid 5, and I still do from time to time, and I think 50% of the game is just cutscenes. And now I'm just exaggerating it, but I've strayed pretty far from what I was supposed to talk about. Anyway, Death Stranding 2 is being developed by Kojima Productions, and you know what that means. More movie game aesthetic. Kidding aside, the first Death Stranding game looked really great, despite it being a bit washed out and apocalyptic in nature, so there's not really a lot, but the greenery was beautiful. It looked awesome. I mean, hell, the entire aesthetic, atmosphere, the environment of the game, the ambience of the game, it carried the way the game looked. And now, Death Stranding 2 is soon to release, and it is even more ambitious than the first Death Stranding because, I mean, from what I recall, it's gonna include like really large environments. Now, personally, I am very excited for this game just because Kojima's storytelling is extremely confusing, but it's also intriguing. Now, the third game we're tackling is Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. This one is very, very close to its release date of September 5, 2024, but it's not really that date anymore because I just got word a while ago that it was due to release on November 20th of 2024. It's a bit of a sad thing, but it happens. It's fine. Now, I'm personally extremely hyped for this because I'm quite the Stalker fan. You know, I'm a stalker. That sounded creepy. Anyway, this game is being developed by GSC Games World, which is a Ukrainian game studio, and the game is powered by Unreal Engine 5. Why is that big news? Well, Unreal Engine 5 is a pretty big deal when it comes to graphics, and you can put your trust in companies that have quite a reputation for making great games. Sure, the OG Stalker games don't really hold up well in terms of graphics and even gameplay, but that doesn't mean a new Stalker game isn't going to build on those aspects and turn it into a better franchise or game. The original games were coded in the X-Ray engine, which was, honestly, and with no disrespect to GSC Games World, it was really buggy and flawed. Now that the new Stalker game is powered by UE5, I don't think they're going to face a lot of issues with it, but, they still do, they're still ironing it out, removing bugs from the game, since, they just postponed it to November 20th. But the thing is, what game doesn't have bugs anyway? Now I'm really excited for this game and how it'll look once I play it. I'm pretty sure the anomalies themselves will look beautiful and also dangerous, that's a given. And there are a lot of environments and areas that I think would look well with UE5, so fingers crossed it turns out to be a gem. And finally, we have Unrecord. Okay, no, that's a different game. That game was pretty horrid at launch. Unrecord is a body cam type game. Now there's not a lot of things known about the game yet, apart from that you are a cop that's chasing down some suspects and all that. Another interesting thing are the drones that accompanied the suspects or something like that. It's an interesting concept. The question is, why is this game in this list? Bodycam introduces a new level of immersion or realism to the player. In a lot of FPS games, we see things through the eyes of our character. In Bodycam, we see things through a bodycam. Those cameras that cops have on their chest. I guess this game belongs to the BS games genre, bodycam shooter. That was a bad joke. I mean, it wasn't even a bad joke. It was just a bad sentence. It sucked. I sucked. I'm sorry, but we're talking about bodycam. The extra realism just screams uncanny valley. I can't, I can't wait for YouTube videos to appear online where it's like, suspect shot by cops after something, and it looks so real, and then someone just points out in the comments that it was just Unrecord. It's pretty amazing stuff if you ask me, but that's also pretty scary. So, what engine does it use? It also uses the Unreal Engine 5, the same as Stalker. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to have Stalker in the Unrecord format. I don't doubt the possibility of found footage videos popping up on YouTube about some lost Stalker footage and some guy just getting torn apart by an anomaly or someone getting mauled by a chimera. Fun stuff. And that's about it from me today. What games with near realistic graphics are you waiting for? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.